You got the intro. Yep. Shout out to the standouts. C.A. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, yo! Catch you on the rebound. It's your host, Jordan Tobert. I'm in here with King McClure. I'm in here with Michael Shellis. There we go. Yeah, two incredible guests, man. First of all, shout out to Tim Martin, man. I got my beautiful struggle shirt on. That was my last guest. You know Tim Martin. Tim is like a genius, kind of the same way that Paul is with like this music stuff.
Yeah.
But you also have Michael here. Here we have one of Michael's pieces. You guys can't really see it, but it's Michael Jordan, and Michael is an amazing artist. He's from Denton, and your art is from here to it's international.
Yeah.
So where are some of your pieces that are overseas?
I got a few pieces in London.
Okay.
I have one in I wouldn't say Paris, but outskirts of Paris. I have all over the country, kind of. A lot in New York. A lot in San Diego. Like 2 pieces in LA. 1 in Denver. No, 5 in Denver.
Okay.
Guy keeps buying. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But 1 collector in Denver.
All right.
Mexico City.
Okay.
Cyprus.
You got a couple passport stamps on you, huh?
Hell yeah, dude. And there's a few graffiti tags in Moshi, Moshi, Tanzania.
Okay.
That's
nice, man.
I almost got it. Was a scary story.
Yeah. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Yeah. Obviously, this is a mental health podcast, so we're going to discuss a little bit of mental health. We have King McClure here. So he was a baller, man, a Baylor Bear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You guys have been dominating the Big 12 for years. Tell us your story of your basketball journey. Obviously, now you're an analyst through the grace of God, but tell us kind of your journey of what that was like.
Yeah, it all started when I was in high school.
Okay.
My final 3 schools came down to Baylor, Kansas, and I'll say UCLA.
Baylor over KU.
It was all about the proximity to home, man.
Got it.
I didn't want to be far away.
Right.
So it was definitely a hard decision, but at the end of the day, it was the right decision.
Right.
So I get there, and because of what happened to Isaiah Austin, all players had to get screened, EKGs, echocardiograms. Mm-hmm. And with that, my echocardiogram and EKG came back abnormal. They realized that I had hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, which means that your heart is enlarged. So basically, you have a big heart. So I just say I care about people more than others.
Right.
But basically, your heart can stop at any moment while you're playing the sport, and which is
damn.
Yeah, I know it's kind of intense.
It's definitely intense.
So I had to get a surgery on. I got a Ramatat on my wrist, July 29th, 2015, and they had to place a defibrillator inside my heart, and not inside my heart, but inside my chest to ensure that if I was to go into cardiac arrest, it would shock me back to life.
Okay.
So ended up doing that. Ended up playing 4 years. By the grace of God, never had any complications, never had any problems with my heart. Right. And the NBA red flagged me because of my heart disease. Right. So they banned me. Really, there's nobody in the NBA with my heart disease. And didn't want to go overseas because I have a daughter. She's 2 right now. Right. Didn't want to be away for 10 months. You know how it is.
Happy Father's Day, man. Happy belated.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
But you know how it is, though. Being overseas for a long period of time, not seeing your family.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. So I didn't go over there because of her, but just by the grace of God, I was able to get this analyst job with ESPN and start my broadcasting career, start my TV career. And, ever since then, it's been a blessing.
Hey, congratulations to you, man.
Appreciate you,
man. Being on the show.
Appreciate you.
Here we go, man. So, what was that like, man? Just knowing no matter how hard you worked, no matter what you did on the court, like you wasn't going to be able to go to the league.
Man, it was hard.
Yeah.
It was really hard because, like you said, I put in countless amount of hours. A lot of people say when you do 10,000 hours of something, you become, professional at it.
Master.
And I mastered, and I put in 10,000 hours. There was countless hours where I was in the gym with my pops, time after time, early mornings, 5 in the morning, getting up shots, putting in work, running on the track. Every single thing I've done, lifting weights, all of that came to nothing because I couldn't play the sport that I love because it was taken away from me. So it was hard. It's a mental health thing. There was times where I dealt with depression. I dealt with anxiety. It was hard for me on my mental. Right. But because of my pops, because of my parents and their faith, that really helped me, honestly, to be honest, more than anything, because without them, I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have been able to do this and overcome. because I feel like a lot of times when one door closes, another one opens.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened in this scenario.
Right. Man,
That's good.
Definitely thankful for that. So, Michael, how does someone wake up and decide that they want to be a painter?
You don't.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
I don't. Well, maybe you do. I don't know. I didn't. I kind of have. I've always painted. It's weird. I got a Bob Ross kit when I was like 8.
The OG.
Yeah, dude.
With the fro.
Yes. That I wish I had. 6 or 7 years old. Then that kind of kicked off. I don't really understand why. I just always remember having like a studio, and maybe that was like a little, Chester drawer full of paints and like a little fold out like plastic tarp and stuff.
Right.
But then that kind of always morphed into like my entire high school, my parents, back to what you said, dude, my parents are my rock. And they're the ones I truly believe, and I say all the time, if they weren't assigned to me at birth, I'd be a different person.
Yeah.
I'd be a pissed off construction worker. You know what I mean? Like, but they're so I'm really ADD. And this I didn't even think about this till now.
Yeah.
This is great for mental health, dude.
It is.
I'm really ADD, really dyslexic. I have dysgraphia. This is all like, I got tested by Cook's children when I was in 7th grade because they wanted to hold me back.
Yeah.
Private school. And my mom was like, well, no. You're not going to do that to him because y'all aren't teaching him the way he needs to be taught.
Right.
Long story short, so I got IQ tested and then all these tests. And this is what's wrong with him. This is IQ. Mm-hmm. Through that, the school I went to ended up making a program called ATS, Alternative Teaching Style. The rooms were painted lime green because science says that makes you calmer. I'm like, it's bullshit. But so that program became the biggest earning program for that school because they realized, oh my God, there's a lot more people like me. Yeah. So it was smaller classes, not better teachers, but more attentive teachers. And then I could give verbal tests rather than written tests. And I would ace all my verbals, but written, I'm like, dude, we literally used to go to Applebee's or oh my God, not Cheesecake Factory, Grand Lux Cafe, the Galleria.
Yeah, Galleria.
Yeah, dude, that was like, whoa.
Whoa.
Everything's gold and arched ceilings. If I got like a 65, 70. If I got a 70, it was like, we're doing good in the world. So they weren't like, you're not getting A's. They were like, you're doing the best what you can sort of thing. Yeah, so that was it. And then I kind of have always just painted.
Do you ever have times where you kind of to a writer, I mean, I'm not really a writer, you would call it writer's block. Do you have painter's block?
Yes. And that's really a thing I've realized in the last about year. Mm-hmm. I'm really like settling into like, okay, this isn't just a stroke of luck at the beginning of my adult life. I'm here. I'm an artist and I'm doing it.
Right.
Which has given me the confidence to do sculptures, to do like other forms of art. Okay. Not just on a canvas.
Okay.
So the I'm sorry. What did you just say? Dude, see, this is the ADD. I told you. It comes on. You know what I'm looking at? I'm looking at that hue light down there. Like, those are cool colors.
That's the ADD.
I like it, but clearly, through whatever they've like clinically diagnosed you, like you were able to turn it into
writer's block, dude.
Writer's block, yes. Painter's block. Yeah,
I'll go through a week or two of like, I'll work on commissions because I can like do that and I know where paintings are going. Okay. But like this painting, like most of my paintings that are my originals that I really like doing, that happens like in a spurt. So I'll go through like 2 or 3 weeks of just like painting. Like right now I'm in one. Yeah. Spurt of just like can't get it out fast enough. Okay. And then I'll just like slow down for like a week or two. And then I kind of get like, I wouldn't know if depressed is the right word, but somewhere in there. Yeah. And then I'm a little spoiled brat when it comes to getting commissioned. So I'll get commissioned for these awesome prices, 2 or 3 times in a week. Right. I'm like, shit, I just made a lot of money. And then I don't make any money for about a week. And I'm like, maybe I'm in the wrong career. Maybe I should go get a job. Like, this isn't working. I just got lucky that one time. Right. And that one time keeps happening. But the 1 or 2 weeks after that of like nothingness keeps happening too. So I don't know, dude. I'm just guessing.
So you have to keep like kind of searching for inspiration.
Dude, it all for me, it all boils back to like trusting God of like, so there's a verse that he says, even the birds and the bees don't worry about where their next meal is coming from. Why would you? So that's where I'm like, and dude, it is, but it also like, it's hard to believe whenever you're like, okay, I need to pay some stuff. Like, right. You know what I mean? Yeah. But sure enough, every time it's just jaw dropping. So
yeah, That's amazing, man. That's amazing, man. You guys are both like local guys. You from Red Oak. You from Denton, Grapevine.
I was born in Denton. I was raised in Argyle. Live in Grapevine.
Okay. So do you guys like want to continue to live your life in Texas, or do you want to like kind of branch off? Is there like an ideal spot where you guys want to be?
Well, for me, I'm not moving.
You're not moving out of Texas?
I'm not moving out of Texas unless I get a crazy offer.
Okay.
But ideally, I want to live in Dallas for the rest of my life. Dallas, Fort Worth. I just like it. I'm too familiar with it. I know it like the back of my hand. Right. I don't want to go anywhere. Dude, I love this place.
I couldn't say it better myself.
Really?
Dude, Dallas, DFW is like, I've always said it's the big city without the tourism. Because nobody really wants to come to DFW to vacation. Except my English family from London.
So you have family in London? Yes,
but they come here and make me walk around Grapevine Mills Mall for like 8 hours with them because they're like bamboozled that everything's so cheap.
Totally.
Especially from the euro or from the pound to dollar. And yeah, dude, Dallas is just home. Like you can't beat it.
Yeah. Have you been to London?
Yes,
you have. What was that like?
I've been there. My sister and I counted our passports about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
33 times 2 or 3 years ago. And then I've been a few times. So my dad is like, that was going back home for him. So it was always like 2 or 3 times a year we're jumping over. I'm going at the end of, I was there about 6 months ago. Okay. And then I'm going at the end of September to climb the tallest peak, which is nothing in England. But it's a thing my dad and I do. We climb mountains and stuff. So he wants to do it, visit the grandparents and all my Greek cousins. It's crazy.
Yeah. Man, while I was overseas, like I kind of like got into the whole art scene. Like I was in Cannes, France, and London, even London.
Yeah.
And I like sculptures. One of my favorites is Bruno Catalano and Lorenzo Quinn. You ever heard of those guys?
No, I wish I
was. I'll show you when we're done. But they, like one of these guys' pieces is called Travelers. So it's like you take a piece of you everywhere you go and you leave a piece. So it's literally a man and like parts of his body is missing.
That's
so,
cool.
Yeah, so like, even me, like you were forced to give up the game.
Yeah,
I'm almost like choosing to do it just because like this is like a passion thing for me. Like this give me that same like fix that basketball give me. You know what I'm saying? If you could do it over again, would you continue to play, or do you kind of enjoy what you're doing and like the growth that you see there?
So you mean if I didn't have a heart disease?
If you didn't have a heart disease, would you want to continue to play?
Man, I battle with that right now.
Right.
Like I'll go play. Like
I'll play with you.
Yeah, we'll play together and I can still play.
Right.
So it's like I kind of want to play, and I'm playing against dudes who do this for a living. Yeah. So if they can make money off of it, why can't I make money off of it?
Right.
But at the end of the day, I just think TV is better for me. I think TV in the long run is going to feed my family way more than basketball would. Right. So I think in basketball, I feel like I have a cap, I have a ceiling as far as basketball wise. It's your body. And you can do TV for 30, 40 years, 50 years till you retire. You can make money, the same amount of money until you're 50.
True.
That's a good point.
So, I mean, I feel like this is just as far as longevity, and I think I made the right decision. I think TV is ultimately the thing that I need to be doing.
Right. So let me get that dream job. What's that dream job? TV.
So I'm you ever heard of Jalen and Jacoby?
Yeah.
Jalen Jacoby's on ESPN.
Yeah.
I want a king.
That Jalen Rose?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want my own show. Okay. Like King and like the Royal Court or something like that.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Something like that. So I want that. I always tell people that I kind of want to be a mix of Shannon Sharp, Stephen A., Jay Williams, and Jalen Rose.
Yeah. Shannon is killing it, man.
But Shannon is cold.
Yeah.
But Shannon he just don't care. He has no filter. That's why I love him. Like he just don't care.
Yeah. That's definitely how you got to be, man. Shout out to the King's Court podcast, man. You had some amazing guests on there. I'm like, you had, what was the dude? Clark Kellogg?
Clark Kellogg is one of my biggest mentors in the industry. Clark has helped me. He helped me get to where I am today. So, for sure.
Yeah. But you're starting another podcast.
Yeah, so
is it unofficial or is it official?
So this is unofficial. First time I ever talked about this, but King's Court podcast will probably be put to a pause.
Okay.
Because I'm starting a new show, Buckets, Boards, and Blocks. I'll probably be on there starting next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Depending on when this is going to air.
Yeah.
But next Tuesday, don't know the official date. But check it out, Buckets, Boards, and Blocks. It's going to be with my ESPN colleague, Monica McNutt. Really excited to do it. Put on by Pure Hoops Media.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. So, Mike,
It's cool.
You talked about kind of like how television was like timeless.
Yeah.
Art is also timeless.
Art is timeless. You can do it till you're 70.
Dude, yeah.
It never ends. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna peak at like 55, 60.
You think you'll be done?
Dude, no, hell no. That's when I'm gonna get started.
Ooh.
I think I'm peaking.
Wow.
Like Pablo Picasso.
Yeah. Is he your favorite?
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay.
No, him or like, I mean, it's so stereotypical. It's like,
I like Banksy, Basquiat.
See, that Basquiat. That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Warhol's good. I think he's good he pushed the genre. I don't think he really had like talent, but I think he was the right place, right time.
Right.
And had the right manager that was able to market it to a certain genre of collectors.
Right.
Great. Love it. I have a few collectors who have like, one guy has all the soup cans, the tomato soup cans of Warhol.
I've seen something like that. Yeah. A guy with all the Batmans. Like,
Crazy.
People weird about art.
Dude, one of my guys, one of my Jim, I can't say his last name. Jim in Dallas has the world's, get this, he had an entire wall of his badass house made. He had a custom cabinet that's like 30 foot long with a ton of little boxes.
Yeah.
He has the world's largest collection of hand globes. Globes that like pirates used to carry. And he's got it in order from like oldest to now, and it's super cool. You can see like nobody thought Florida was there, and then everybody's like, "Okay, something's here. Something more is here. Okay, now," and then you start seeing like continents really form as you walk down his living room. Yeah, sounds nerdy until you're in front of it, and you're like, "This is cool."
I like that shit.
That's real cool.
I like anything that's like interesting, man.
Yeah,
right.
Just any discourse. You just never know what you're into, kind of like until you try it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So you said you're doing like sculptures now. Is that?
Yes. So I'm doing a water sculpture right now. I mean, other people would call it a fountain.
Okay. Fountain. Okay. I was like, water?
It just sounds cooler.
Try to give it a scientific term.
I'm like, let me think a little bit.
Yeah, I'm doing one of those. It's about to be finished in about a week. I'm waiting for electricity to get pumped in, and then it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna overflow from the top. Nice. Stems off the scripture. My cup overfloweth. Yeah. He wanted it draining down, and I was like, no, we need to have it overflow from the top. Anyways, doing that. I'm doing a lot of. I have a 10 foot tall walk-in spray paint can. That is it's pretty crazy, dude. This is one of these things where it's like sit in the house all day until like 1 or 2 a.m. And then I saw a 4 foot by 4 foot painting I did with a circle limit of it, and I was like, that's the bottom. So I cut that out, put it on the bottom, built the walls. Building the arch was way harder than you think. And so it's just all like a guessing game, but I'm almost done with that. And that is literally, it's like a photo booth, but it's all graffiti. So it's a spray paint can on the inside, but it looks like a spray paint can on the outside. Yeah. Dude, this is the build it and they will come. No buyers here yet, but
really,
yeah,
for sure, man.
We'll see what happens.
Do you have like one place in the world where you want to see one of your paintings? The Harper's Bazaar,
Tate Museum. Tate Modern.
Okay.
In London. I will have one in there. I can't wait to go. I'm going to have all my family come to my opening.
Okay. Yeah. Speak it into existence.
Hell yeah, man. Dude, you want to know about speaking into existence? Something bad? Kind of bad. Yeah. I think I'm over it thanks to tart cherry juice. Literally. Yeah, no clue where this is going, right? No clue. All right, dude, it all starts when I'm in 7th grade in history class. Yeah. I hear about this disease that kings used to get because they eat such rich foods and drink such nice wine. And I was like, that sounds cool. It's called gout. And
fuck yeah, on your foot.
Yep. Yeah. and coincidentally enough, and I've said since 7th grade, joking around like, oh yeah, I want gout because that's what kings used to have. Stupid. If I ever open a restaurant, I'm naming it gout because it's gonna be such good food. It's gonna give you gout. Yeah. And I love to cook, and so I was talking to my friend's dad the other day, and I was like, we were cooking steaks, and I said it as a joke. Yeah, I want to get gout, and he was like, I used to have gout. That conversation fizzled. About a week later, I'm like, my foot hurts. So I go on WebMD, type in everything. Gout pops up in big, bold letters. It was like a movie. Like, it's like, oh my God, I've been speaking it in, and now it's here. Damn. Called him up. Yeah. He's like, tart celery juice or cherry juice and celery seed pills.
And it just got rid of it.
I put like 10 times the amount of dosage in me, and now it doesn't hurt.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
But watch what you say, or you'll get gout.
Yeah, good and bad. Yeah. Good and bad. You can kind of speak it into existence. Yeah.
Yep.
So you wrestled.
Dude, that's like
I had to, man. Like one of my favorite wrestlers has always been The Rock, bro. And then like Steve,
Not
Stone
that
Cold
recently.
Steve
You watch
Austin.
WWE?
Of course,
Dude, I
Yes.
wasn't like
Yeah.
wrestling. I'm like slinglet, sweaty, hairy coach using me as the. He was like, all right, let me show you this move. Michael, come here. And he would just like squirm on me. And it was disgusting.
Right.
His nose hair was really long. It was gross. But nah, that's just a small thing. Yeah. I got eczema really, really bad on my arms. And it was bleeding like stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had to quit anything that made me sweat.
Yeah.
Oh.
I dig that.
For
man.
like 2 years. And then acupuncture fixed it. After every kind of cream, every kind of
Ooh.
steroid,
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
man-made, no. Dude.
With those needles.
Yes. And he doesn't even speak English. Dr. Park, P-A-R-K.
Didn't speak English? I would not have done that.
Oh, dude.
Negative.
No.
Off
Have
of,
you did
off of
acupuncture?
Preston and Dallas.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
He'd like tap you and then go, okay, you sleep now, and turn the lights off,
Yeah.
and then like leave you in the dark with like needles all over. You couldn't flex, or you're like cramp, like.
Yeah.
But it worked.
It's so good for you. Yo. I just
It worked.
don't like needles, yo. I've done it.
I hate needles,
As
too.
an athlete, you have to do all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff, yo. Like,
It's magical.
yeah.
It really is.
What do you miss the most about hooping, bro?
The competition.
Just going back and forth.
Just going back and forth and really competing. I mean, in TV, you kind of compete, but you don't really compete.
Right.
Like, you kind of compete to get your words out because sometimes, like when I was in the studio, I was working with somebody and he gave me the rookie treatment my first year.
Yeah.
So we
It's
were
very
talking.
dominant.
Yeah, real
Yeah.
dominant.
Yeah.
And he'd look at me, he'd get his point across, look at me, and then the producers in my ear saying like 5, 4, 3, 2.
That's nerve wracking.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, I only got
For
5.
your response.
Yeah, I only have 5 seconds, and he just had like 15.
And he just went in.
He just went in at 15. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of competing, but not really competing. But
Yeah.
that's the biggest aspect I miss is just the whole competition. Like, I love to
You
compete.
can physically bump him like right
Yes.
now.
Yes. Like, I love to like score on somebody and like let him know
Look
that
at him a little bit.
you can't guard me. Like,
I'd love to know what that feels like. I'm
Like,
serious.
I love that.
How do you get there? Like, how do you
Looking at other artists selling the
Looking at
pieces
other-
for $15. I'm
Okay.
like,
Okay.
Get out
Yeah.
of here. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Do you have like a current artist that you kind of like right now that's actually like alive?
Takashi Murayami.
Is that the
Morigami?
Oh, I
Flowers?
thought you was going to say Tekashi 6ix9ine.
No.
Oh,
like,
no.
what?
No. God, no.
Oh, no.
No, love Takashi. I love Cause. He's
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
so
Oh,
Cause
no.
only because he turned his art into a business, and that's what I'm trying. I'm looking to hire like my first. I really hate the word assistant,
Mhm.
but like creative assistant, basically like a me that like that makes less money, that needs a little bit more money.
Yeah.
But somebody that I don't have to be like, when people just get it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Somebody I
yeah.
don't have to explain it to.
Right.
But hold on, can I ask real quick? What in the world that like to have 5? I can't imagine somebody being like, you only have 5 seconds.
Man, look.
You're a hooper. You kind of get
3,
it because you get
yeah, it's
One.
crazy.
Get that
Anyways,
shot up.
Jordan, like what? What? Is that going on the whole time?
Yeah, so when you're calling a game, so that was in the studio. When you're calling a game, it's even harder because you have to take it to commercial. So when you take it to commercial, so they say, we're about to go to break in 10,
So it's a ballet.
9, 8. So you have 10 seconds to basically make a punchline and then take it to break. And if you don't get it at 10 seconds, it's just the screen's gonna go black, and you're just.
But what if you get it in like 4 seconds and you have 6 seconds? Like so.
That's cool. Yeah, no, that's cool.
fine.
And
No, that's actually cool. Normally they tell you don't have to go all 10. Probably go anywhere between like 5 and 8.
yeah,
If you're gonna like go short, go 5 and 8 because then they can just cut it to break quicker.
yeah.
But don't go over the 10. You go over 10, you're just gonna get cut off mid sentence, and you're gonna look stupid.
Wow, I didn't know any of that was going on inside of your ears.
Yeah, so the earpiece that we wear,
Yeah.
like because we wear headsets like this when calling games, so they're talking to you the whole time. Like if I'm talking right now, they're saying, "Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point." Or no, all right, continue.
So you're
elaborate.
listening to them
Is
while
that
you're talking to
annoying?
that guy.
Yeah, my first game ever, my first
Wow.
time ever doing this. I'm sitting there talking, and somebody said something in my ear, and I stopped, like, huh? and I'm live on I'm live on television.
air.
Live on air. I'm live on air because ESPN they don't train you for this.
Okay, they
So,
just threw you in the fire.
They just throw you in and say
Yep.
either you're going to be good at this or you're going to embarrass yourself on national television and be a disgrace to your family. So literally,
pressure. That's
they talk. I said, huh? And then I realized what I did real quick. and I just continued it and continued to go and just act like nothing ever happened. But
for sure.
it's
That's how you do it.
It's a challenge. it's a struggle for
I like
sure.
that, man. I love that stuff.
Well,
man.
kudos, dude. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I have
What
too much to say.
say what?
Exactly. I have too much to say.
Yeah, I want you to like spill it all out, man. Like to me, like art has always been just like an expression. Like artists can talk about like things that really not everyone can, like the average person. Like think about like a high profile athlete.
Yeah.
Unless it's like LeBron, like every athlete on the team.
Kind of the only athlete I know.
He's like the top tier athletes. They're like the only ones that can really speak about certain issues. Like
with
if
passion.
Really
If
express
you're
their mind.
not like the all-star,
Yeah.
if you're a superstar, you can. But if you're
Yeah.
like not an all-star,
Nobody
like,
cares.
just coming up, nobody cares.
Dude,
Yeah.
two examples of this. And this is my only sports talk of the night.
Yeah.
Is this what it's like being a commentator?
Yeah.
So the hilariously stupid news. I don't really know. I saw a clip of it on Instagram of the news broadcaster that said "Shut up and dribble" to LeBron.
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah, it happens.
What?
Oh yeah,
Dude,
it happens. It happens.
that's crazy. Have you ever been on air and there's like something that's super awkward being said and you're like, I don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah, you just have to see. A lot of times it take you to divert. So if somebody says something that you don't want to talk about, you just divert and say what you want to say.
That makes sense.
And basically just try to get away from it as much as you can.
Yeah.
So like if you ask me a question I don't want to answer, I just say what I want to say and answer how I want to answer.
Yeah,
That makes a
there's
lot of
no
sense.
like pause or anything.
Yeah, so there's no pause. Just,
Yeah.
you know, if you want to, if we're playing in a game and somebody said, oh, yeah, so-and-so really got the best of you.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the victory and
Right,
that's all
like,
that matters.
and they do that too. That's crazy.
Just skim
The
over.
reporters, man, they
Yeah.
definitely will do that. Try to get up under your skin. Like,
Like the one time my teammate Torian Prince,
okay.
that we
Hey,
just
shout out
got done.
TP.
We just got done playing Yale in the tournament. We lost. We got upset by Yale out of all schools. An Ivy League school just beat us, right?
They
So
play
at
hard.
at the end of the game, the reporter goes, he's trying to be funny. He said, "So how does a team like Yale out rebound Baylor?"
Oh, that's what he was like. Well,
Yeah.
you take the ball.
He was like, well, a rebound is when you grab the ball off the
That was
rim,
funny as hell.
you catch it with two hands, and then you come down with
Yeah,
it.
that was funny shit.
So that's like a perfect example, like of somebody trying to get under your skin, but you just divert away from the question.
Yeah.
Right.
And you basically just make whatever you want to make out of it.
Oh, that's great.
True, man. That's true, man. Entertainment is it's really a business too, man. I think
Yeah.
I think like think about like when you go in the gyms and you see like the young guys, right? Like
Yeah.
nobody prepares them for that. Like nobody prepares them to like have to speak to people and speak to reporters. Like most
Yeah.
people don't know how to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
I didn't know. I took speech in college. I was
Oh,
horrible.
wow.
I was horrible, bro.
You were?
Yeah.
I would never. You know how they like ask you to read and
Oh, popcorn. No
Never,
way.
bro. Never, yo. But like, just like taking speech class, getting over it. Like, do you still feel that when you're on there? Like,
No, I mean, normally what I tend to do is when I first start,
yeah,
I tend to speak really fast.
yeah.
So
Yep.
it's a sign of nervousness. I speak really fast.
Mm-hmm.
But then about 4 minutes into the game or after like 5 minutes in the studio, then I really calm down and I slow into it.
Yeah.
But like one thing that really helps me with that is just pausing. So like if you talk and you talk with pauses, it's not like awkward pauses, but it's just pauses within your speech.
Pondering.
Yeah, it automatically slows you down. And they also say, listen to every word you say. So like when you're actually speaking, listen to the words you say, and that helps you automatically slow down. I never thought about that, but that actually makes a whole lot of sense.
Unless you're ADD, because that actually made a whole lot of sense. And I'm still talking, and I'm like, cents. I wonder how many cents I can put on. Maybe if it was like how much 4 foot by 4 foot canvas, like 1 pennies each.
Yeah,
how many
yeah.
pennies would it take for me? And I'm still talking to you, and then I'm like, exactly what I did. I'm like, I'm sorry, what were we saying?
I like that. I like the way your mind just goes to
Yeah.
different places.
I'm
though.
glad
Like, it's
somebody
cool.
does.
Ah, yeah,
Nah, I'm
man.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I mean, what do you guys like? Obviously, like I have to bring it up, and like this is obviously just a big issue. Like the things that are going on in America. Like we can go anywhere from like coronavirus, social issues. Like I have to talk about.
Of course
You know?
you do. Dude. It's
Yeah.
the biggest thing going on right now in the world.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that?
About which one, Corona or the social injustices?
Let's start off with Corona, man. And then we'll go in.
You want me to go Joe Rogan on you?
Yeah.
Real conspiratorial.
I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Me too.
Are you?
Yeah, dude.
So, what do you think about Corona?
Well, I think it's a legitimate thing.
Okay. You really do think the virus is real?
Hear me out.
Okay.
I think it's a legitimate thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
People do get sick from Corona. My sister's friend's boss just got Corona, like bad Corona, on the verge sort of thing. So she was like, I can't see you because I've seen my boss, blah, 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 blah.
Condition.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think we handled it well as a nation, as a world. At first, we all thought that it was like, okay, nobody knows what's happening. We could all turn into zombies from this. Like, let's just be safe and try and stay home. And like, we all had good intentions until after it kind of died down. And then all this stuff started coming out. I'm like, whoa. And I'm all for protesting, all for peaceful protesting. Yeah. But the fact that they're like, well, you can't get Corona in that crowd, but you can get Corona in this crowd. I'm like, eh. And the CDC keeps changing their mind on like, no masks. Okay, masks. Okay, it lives on surfaces. It doesn't live on surface. Never mind. It does live on surfaces. I'm like, I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a fear thing that
placebo.
Placebo and fear, and I feel like it's done a good, intentional or not, good job of separating us as humans from like, you know what I mean? Like I like to, not in a weird way.
No social gathering.
I like to touch people like on the shoulder and stuff. Yeah. And all of a sudden it became like a whoa.
Corona.
And I get it, because safer than sorry, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't fucking like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I want to be around people. I want to be able to touch people. Like I just don't like it. Did you think like 5G had anything to do with it? Like
dude, everything radiation? I think I get passionate about for about 2 minutes. And I'm like, put it on my story, and then I get flooded with DMs. Like, actually, if you look at this article, that's it. I'm like, okay.
I hate that.
Nobody knows the truth about anything because everybody's lying to you or everybody's claiming it's the truth. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
Man, I agree with you. I feel like this is a legitimate thing, but then I just feel like we just have to be smart as a country. Like, I feel like they can make laws and they can say this and that, they'll open up things, 25% capacity. But I've been looking on people's stories, and I've been seeing bars, like, full.
Yeah.
Like, people going to parties, people going to bars, people throwing parties with hundreds of people. Mm-hmm. Like, we just got to be smart. That's stupid. Like, I feel like that's the reason why. Yeah. Like, there was a basketball tournament at Duncanville Fieldhouse.
With fans?
Bro, it was fans. It looked like a regular.
Recently?
Last weekend, like it was a regular tournament. I'm talking about this place. This place
and
legitimately
packed.
Yeah, this place probably had about
Duncanville High School.
Not the field house.
Like 6 gyms.
Yeah, it's like 6 gyms.
I've never been in the field house.
This place probably had legitimately, no lie, probably over 500 people. Really? And like they were like on top of each other, no masks.
I mean, people just want to get out the house, man. They want to live. It's summer.
But come on now. We just have to be smart as a country.
Yeah, but smart as a country thrust 60% of our entire healthy population into extreme poverty overnight because nobody did anything wrong. Everybody's just trying to live and have an honest life.
Yeah,
right.
Most of us, for less than 0.5% of the nation. Now I get it. All lives need, like the old people. Obviously, we need to like be courteous and give them separate hours and stuff.
Yeah,
but I just don't. This is like, okay, well, there's no virus, there's no vaccine for the flu. I get it. But the flu kills more people, and nobody's freaking out about the flu. You know what I mean? And I think the media controls the narrative of the world. And whatever they say, most people are like, oh, that's what it is.
It's true, yeah. Bird flu, swine flu.
What happened to the murder hornets?
Ebola.
Yeah.
Every year.
But I mean,
every election.
Every election year. That's what it is.
This is what I will say, though. Corona did open people's eyes for the whole social injustices.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So I do think that without Corona, George Floyd wouldn't be George Floyd.
As big. Like
it wouldn't be as big. Like the whole, if sports came back, like if sports was going on and things were actually happening right now, TV shows
have more to think about.
Playoffs right now. Like, what? It's the finals.
People would not care about George Floyd.
Right.
So I think Corona, the one good thing Corona did is open people's eyes to what's really going on in this world and make people really see things for what it really is.
Yeah,
dude, that's another thing though. It's like it took us what 2 or 3 months of boiling in your own little kettle pot in your house. Like, can't take it anymore. Can't take it anymore. Let's go steal some Nikes. You know what I mean? Not everybody, obviously not everybody, but all the crazy looting. I'm like, they're like, the world looks like Gotham City. It's sometimes. The things I've seen on Instagram, I'm like, this is everybody's pissed off because they've been stuck in a 900 square foot apartment in New York. You know what I mean? Like,
I haven't protested. Like, I haven't went out there.
Bro, I'm not protesting.
I'm too big, too black, bro. Like, straight pop. As soon as I step out there. Like,
look, I'm just not trying to get corona. There's too many people to be around.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I agree with the cause, but no, like it's corona out there, and I got a heart disease, so I'm too many people. I can't do it.
Definitely. No, I definitely agree with you. Like, if the playoffs was going on in sports and NFL, NBA, baseball, like the social injustices probably wouldn't be as dominant right now.
So here's a question then. Should they bring back the NBA?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of the players, some of the players don't want to.
Yeah.
Really?
Kyrie, a lot of them are vocal about it. Like, they really want like some social changes to happen.
I mean, I get taking a stand for that point, but as far as like spread of corona, I don't think maybe like every other seat. Take 50% capacity. Most people are going to watch it. I'm the guy who's like, if everybody else is buying tickets, I'll buy a ticket. But for half the price, we can have a feast at my house on a big screen TV. We can pause it. You can do, you know what I mean? And we're not even talking to each other. We're just drinking beer and looking at each other. And like, wow, did you see that? Instagramming it, like,
right. That's
the
true,
NBA
man.
is every sport is primarily on your phone or your TV, right? And obviously, there's a big pull for that, but it's the networks that's the real money.
It's business, man. It's definitely business.
Right.
That's why they brought it back. That's why they opened everything back up. Like, it's business. It's kind of like over the average person's head, but like, obviously, you've been in entertainment, like you paint. Like, it's business. It's definitely business. The show must go on.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to always happen like that. If there's another pandemic in 10 years, we're going to be like, all right, we know exactly what's going on.
We've seen this. Yeah.
We've seen this. But, like, it's business, man.
So what do you think?
Coronavirus?
No, about the whole, like, should the NBA come back?
I just want to see it. Like, I just want to see it because it was like, man, like, is Bron going to win? The Clippers? Giannis? Like, I want to see it. Like, I want to see them boys because I know they've been working on their game. Like, that's just the Hooper in me.
That's the Hooper,
wants to see it. But if like they didn't bring it back and like it actually caused social change, I wouldn't be mad. Like, I can watch. They could make a documentary about Kobe. They could make so many different documentaries to like hold people over. They could show the old games like they doing now, and like we could actually see like social change.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like the way that like the social issues have been going on, like obviously everybody's seen it. I really want to hear like how you feel, Michael, just being like differently. Obviously, like we're black, but like black people and like
so because he's white.
Because you're white.
Let's just call it for what it is.
Yeah.
Because you're white. We want to know how you think.
Dude, I'm white. I got a little bit gold on my pinky now.
Yeah, we definitely kind of like know like what it like. How does it feel to you to see everything that's been going on?
I think it's primarily a good thing, a positive thing. I initially, so my whole thought process was, okay, how do I have to feel about obviously having white privilege, but it's not I saw a video the other day of a girl bowing to a guy because a black guy was making her bow. I'm like, I would giggle and say, nah, I'm good. Like, I'm not bowing to you. We're equals. It's not like and that's the whole point, is that we are equals and cops should not. And I get this entire thing.
Right.
My view to cops is, I mean, pretty much as everybody else. I mean, maybe not everybody else, but I don't like them because they're petty and cost me $250 every few months when I get a ticket. And I'm like, dude, can't you be doing something better than sitting on a hill? Like, let's meet this quota. It's disgusting. Like, that's not what it's about. Breonna Taylor's not what it's about. Where like you bust in like 22 round shot. Those are dudes who never shoot their gun and all are like, wait, it's time, and like empty their clips, which is disgusting. And I'm not necessarily down for defund the police, but I am. But I am. No, that's stupid. Look at Chaz or Chop or whatever. Dude, 4 guys have gotten shot and Chop in the last 4 days. You know that? Really? Or Chaz, whatever you want to call it.
Oh wow.
What is that?
Do you don't know about this?
No.
No, I don't know what it is.
What? Okay. So Seattle and Minneapolis, or I'm probably getting it wrong, but if you know, you know. They've taken over like 7 blocks, 8 blocks. They're calling it the autonomous zone. We're not a part of America. We renounce our citizenship. Everything is free, but it's a bunch of homeless people that are just there because everything's free. and then it's people. They're not letting the cops in. The mayor's crooked as hell, so she's like not letting the cops go in and take their precinct back. They lit everything on fire. And the hypocrisy is hilarious because they're all for the far left, right?
Okay,
which
completely
is
radical.
Yes,
completely radical.
But they're also against. And this isn't a topic I'm not even trying to touch on, but they're against the wall for Mexico. Yet they put walls up. You can't come in. They're against guns. But now the drug lord of the area came in and is giving guns to 15-year-olds, and they were like, "We're not a part of America. It's legal." Mm-hmm. And the cops aren't doing anything. And that's why there's 4 shootings because there's a bunch of like vigilante police that are now. And their whole fight is for free speech. Yeah. But if you say anything they don't like, they're gonna kick you out and mob you. What?
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, dude, you gotta look it up. It's crazy. And then I think it's all a ploy for, love him, hate him, whatever you want to say. Mm-hmm. There's a ploy for Trump to send in troops, which is technically a war crime, which is, that's a whole thing that whoever wants to use anything bad against Trump can say, well, you used American troops on American citizens. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, they just renounced their citizenship. And they're blowing things up and they're shooting people.
You think they're trying to provoke Donald Trump?
I don't know. That's just my idea. That's not. I don't know.
That's not a good idea,
dude. I don't know. It's just. It's such a mess. But I think that the core value behind it is everybody has really good hearts. Most people have good hearts. Most people want to stand up for like joy. Dude, I had to turn that off. I couldn't watch all the 8 minutes. It like brought me to tears. I fast forwarded to like, okay, he's not moving anymore. Oh my god, that's crazy. And I feel like now more than ever, me being white and y'all being black does not matter. You know what I mean?
No, same way.
Like it's not a thing of like it's hard to explain without offending 50% of the country. Either way, you know what I mean?
You damned if you do, you damned if you do.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why I delete all my social justice Instagrams about 2 minutes after I post them. Okay. I'm damned if you do, damned if you don't. Yeah. I don't know all the facts, and then I get flooded with facts, and I'm wrong. And I'll say I'm wrong because I didn't know everything.
Right.
Delete it. I think the best way is to support what's right.
Right.
But not take away the police. Maybe divert some of that to mental health workers. That you're a police officer, but you have a gun, you have a taser if you need it. Yeah. But you're more there to counsel whoever you're going to, a domestic dispute. Right, police officers are just some meatheads that went through 2 weeks of camp and like, well, what'd you say to her? Yeah. Imagine a counselor being like, well, how did that make you feel? And then like really help families in America, which is what will make America great. Not just brute force like Nazis. Like it's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, the war will always happen because war is a business. So there'll always be wars. Mm-hmm. And I found that out. Like it all kind of made sense. And like once the people kind of discovered that, like they're gonna rebel.
Dude, Jeffrey Epstein did not hang himself, and I think
did you watch the documentary?
I watched half of it,
bro. That was crazy.
I watched half of it, but like,
bro, that's absolutely crazy,
dude.
Is it like Tiger King?
No,
is it better than Tiger King?
It is.
I mean, it's factual, but it's.
I don't know the Epstein story,
bro.
What?
It's crazy.
Just watch it. It's too deep of a hole to get into.
Yeah, it's like I can go on for that for about like 15, 20 minutes about just
do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just
we got time.
It's just crazy because Epstein, everybody knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
like they knew that he had like they called it a sex slave pyramid scheme, and a lot of those girls were underage. And that just goes to show when you have a lot of money in this world, you can get away with almost anything.
Dude, British royalty was going to his sex island. He's got a pedophile island where he would bring all these royals. Bill Clinton, he goes, they go, how many times you ridden on Jeffrey Epstein's private plane to this island? Well, I don't know. I can't remember. And then they come out, flight log says 27 times. How do you not remember 27 times?
His signature is on there. Bro, he went to jail, right? Technically, he went to jail. I only count one time. They say he went to jail one time before this previous time when he hung himself.
And had a 12-hour leave, so he didn't have to sleep in jail.
Had a 12-hour leave, only had to come there at nighttime, like he was staying at a hotel.
What?
Only was in there for a year. Then he was on probation. Yeah. And he was flying to different places across the country, to New York, to Miami.
On probation?
On probation. The probation officer says, he's rich, he's famous. What do you want him to do about it? I'm like, bro, what?
I gotta watch it now.
When it all came out, the DA actually got canned because they were like, you knew about this and you were okay with it. He's like, no, I wasn't. Like, obviously you were. I think there's so much that we're never going to know that goes on.
Yeah.
I like finding out stuff.
Me too. But then the other part of me wants to be an ostrich and just dip my head in the sand. And like, I want to buy a ranch and make some money and have some fun.
I think like you can't go too deep always. And if you're going deep in, I think you have to take time to just get away from it.
Bring it back to the mental health thing, dude. I get so anxious and like, everything's a lie. I don't know who to believe.
Right.
I can't take it anymore. And then I'm at the gym. Today I was at gym and I was thinking, like, I'm not using my phone. I can breathe. Everything's at peace. Like, I don't really understand. Like, everything in this world on Instagram, everything, you're just like, whoa, what's going on? And then you just disconnect and get to the world, and you're like, most humans are very okay with each other. Yeah. It's the 2% that you see, all the worst case scenarios that everybody posts on Instagram, and you're like, this is what everybody's like.
Right.
You know?
I remember the Matrix.
Yep.
That's what this phone is.
Red or black.
That's what this phone is, man.
That's
like, we go to social media. Like,
that's a great point.
Think about it. We just sit there and just do this all day.
Dude, you know what's sad? Sometimes I'll check Instagram. Yeah. I'm done, swipe out.
And
2 seconds later, I'm like, what's going on? I was just on here.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bro, have y'all ever, like, done the weekly time on your phone?
I avoid it.
Oh, yeah.
And then have you ever checked that?
I avoid it.
Bro, that really exposes you.
Yes.
Like, I'll look at my daily average, and I'm like, bro, there's no way I spend 8 hours on my phone a day.
You do, though.
Then I'm like, bro, what am I doing with my life? Like, that really exposed. That starts making me feel like bad. I'm like, dang, I got to get this down to like 4.
Yeah, but in response to that, I think that, okay, so obviously we're like, 8 hours is a lot.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I don't have an office to go to. So I'd rather spend 8 hours here and in my garage than spend 8 hours at somebody's
in an office,
in a cubicle where you can't touch your phone, and then spend another 8 when you get home.
No,
you know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah.
So this is obvious. I make everything that goes into this mouth, I make off of Instagram, or like Instagram starts a relationship and then I network from there.
True.
But it all comes from the phone. No matter what app it is,
no.
It's my office.
You definitely have to use
I agree with you.
But I do get it that sometimes it's just too much.
Yeah.
How did you get into the whole mental health thing?
So losing my dad. I lost my dad October 29th, 2012.
It's tough. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's been like 8 years now. Like now I just talk about it like freely, openly. Like it don't bother me anymore. But we didn't have a real good relationship. So I was in college, like doing whatever I was doing one day, and then he called me, and I was like, all right, man, look, I'm gonna call you back. And then the next day he died. So I felt so horrible, and I really didn't know how to deal with that. Like I'm 19, like you don't know how to deal with that stuff, like death, like you don't know how to deal with it. So I was in the world, like using like drugs, like sex, whatever I had to do to kind of like numb myself. And then like one of my friends, like she had lost her dad when she was very young. Like she came into my room, was like, nah, like you gonna sit down and like you gonna talk to me. And I was like, all right. I broke down. My trainer at the time, Keith Garnett, was like, I think you should see like a therapist. And I tried it. The first time I wasn't really into it, but like I gave it time, and I transferred to SMU, so it's closer to home, be with my family. They had therapists there. They had individual and group therapy. And the best part about it was like hearing like my teammates' stories or like other guys that were like in the sessions, hearing what they had been through. Because I was like, I thought that my shit was bad until you hear like somebody else's story. And I'm like, all right, like I got to stand up, like brush my shoulders off and just like be a man about it. And now like I realize that like a man could like be successful. He could have a lot of money, right? But he may not like emotionally develop. So you have like old guys that's like 50 trying to be in the club and like chase women. Like, bro, like you should have a family, like and a wife and stuff like that. Yeah. So I definitely don't want to be one of those men, bro. And there's obviously like, there's a stigma with just like being a man, depending on like how you was raised. Like, don't talk about your feelings. Like nobody want to hear that stuff.
Yeah, so, like you soft if you do that.
You soft if you do that. So like my whole life purpose is like, nah, I'm changing that. Like,
that's good. I like that.
I talk about it all, yo. Like right now I deal with like depression and anxiety of like, all right, am I gonna stop playing and just do this stuff full time, or like I'm like 1 foot in, like 1 foot out, and it's it's a fight. Like it's.
Don't you wish you could see
dark.
like 10 years into the future and be like, okay,
Bro.
if I'm still doing this, great. If I'm doing like some sales job, well, I'll cut ship and get on that faster. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to be secure and good.
But you can't see it. Like you can't see it. You just gotta go out on faith.
Yeah.
And just like I trust the energies. I trust I have to trust myself. Obviously, it's not always good, but anytime I'm like moved to go, like I tell myself like go in the direction of like what you want to have. So like mental health is that for me. So like I always follow it. I follow my gut. That's kind of like where I'm at with it.
I love that.
Yeah, man. It's everybody deal with it. And
Dude,
like
I think
a lot of people try to like, nah, man, I'm good. Like I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But I try to. I dig. If I see blood, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try to like open people up. And I have to tell you my story.
That's where healing starts. Is when you can actually talk about it, not like, no, it's good. I'm good. And then you go home and you're in your private place. Yeah. Not good. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the whole SMU team had a therapist and all that?
Yeah, man.
That's great.
So actually, every college team has to have one. Every sport.
Did not know that.
Now the professional teams have to have them on hand.
It makes sense. You're working out your muscles. You need to work out your mind too.
Yeah, the mind, man.
I mean, because I feel like the aspect that everybody thinks is all glamorous when you play college sports.
Because you're the man.
And when you play professional basketball. But I was just having this conversation with somebody who's about to be in the draft this year. And he goes, bro, halfway through the season, I didn't want to play anymore. I was playing strictly for draft stock.
Right.
Like, I did not want to play basketball because it's not fun. And if I'm just being frankly honest, sometimes it gets to that point to where it's a job.
Yeah, you're going through the motions, bro.
Like it becomes a job. It's taxing. Like I see
shoot around, scout.
Yeah, we shoot around. All the hours we put in, and not just hours like actually on the court, but the hours in the training room, the hours in the film room, the hours coming back later at night, studying,
class,
all the hours we really put in. Like I see why we want to get paid, why athletes want to get paid. I see why.
You devoted your entire life to it.
Yeah, you literally devote your whole entire life. But we literally, like a lot of people just go to school just to like do school and they focus on school. Yeah. So we're doing school plus we have 30 plus hours on the court, and it gets to the point where it's taxing, bro. Like you really don't want to do it no more. Like you just go through the motions, like you're tired of it. You literally just want to tap out. It's time. If it wasn't literally for the fans, and because the fans really would get you up. The fans get you up because you know people supporting you, they cheering you on. You know that people believe in you. So the fans is what really gets you going. But if it wasn't for that, if you didn't have fans, it would be very hard for me to go to a school that really didn't have fans because I don't know if I could do it. Yeah, I don't know if I can lace up my shoes every day and be like, okay.
Nobody, you don't hear you
don't hear anything.
He's killing you.
You don't hear anything, so it'll be really hard because it eventually it turns into a real job. Yeah, and I feel like the NBA is even worse. Yeah. I feel like that's why so many dudes smoke, so many dudes drink, so many dudes party and like do cocaine and all that. Because I feel like at the end of the day, the NBA is like taxing because it's a job. Oh, yeah. And
they playing 82.
You're playing 82 games. And you're worried about feeding your family. Okay, I need to get this contract. I got to get this contract. So I feel like that's why so many dudes turn to other things other than basketball because basketball becomes stressful. And they don't want to do it anymore.
You need that relief. You need that. You need to be in the club. You need to be out like in the mix. Just
that's
not
tough.
Thinking about it. Yeah, man.
Especially because if you're at I never thought about it like that. Of no fans, and small schools. That's why nobody wants to go play at a small school because there's no fans, and fans equal views, views equal dollars, dollars equal scouts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously you're in it for the game, but the game's not going to pay you unless you get it to the game to the NBA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a tough dream because there's so many people running for the same thing,
It's hard. It's hard to make it.
Yeah. It's like, what is it? 0.00. Like your chance of making it is
it is hard. I've seen some very talented guys.
That's not in the league. Like that's what people don't get, Like you see a dude in the league and you like, oh, he a bum. He don't play.
No,
stop. 50. He will give you 50.
He will go to any open gym and kill you.
He looks bad out there.
But see, that's the problem though, is that raw talent isn't it. It's raw talent mixed with who's in the stands, who's going to give you a shot. And then out of those guys, you still got to stand out even more for the, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a lot of, I mean, I hate the word luck, but
it is. No, luck goes into it. Like you can't teach height. Yeah. Like if you're born 7 foot, you're gonna get a shot.
And you move like Giannis.
You're gonna get a shot. Like you're gonna get a shot. But then like even with like what we doing, like you paint.
Yeah.
You're an analyst, bro. Like I want guys to believe they don't just have to go to the league.
No, you don't.
You know what I mean? Like that's really why. That's another reason why I'm doing this. Like I want guys to be like, okay, like look at basketball. Obviously, everybody want to be the star, but the ball go around many ways. You got agents, you got GMs, you have front office positions. There's so many things that you can do, but like guys have to like see it. They got to see. You got to keep hooping because people got to see you and bust their ass and be like, damn, bro, you don't even hoop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even hoop, like, and you doing that, and then they're like, oh damn, like, all right, well, if basketball don't work out, like, I could do this.
I could do it.
You know,
give people hope.
Yeah, like,
inspire people.
Man, so bro, because it really kills me that like you see so many guys and they getting into their 30s, and they like, yeah, bro, I'm just trying to go to the league, or trying to go overseas.
They don't know how to hang it up.
Yeah,
they only they think it's either basketball or nothing.
Yeah.
As a basketball, I'm going to be a coach. Yeah. I'm a coach of high school.
Yeah.
Hey, but there's so many more things that you can do with your life other than just some basketball related. I mean, like I'm doing some basketball related, but it's something that I love to do.
True.
Like find out what you're passionate for and really understand. Like dig deep, kind of like you said. Dig deep and find your passion.
Right.
A lot of dudes don't know their passion because they're so used to shooting the ball.
Yeah.
So they think there's nothing more to life, but they don't realize the ball is going to go flat. One day, you're not going to be able to shoot or to move the way you moved at 23.
The ball's going to go flat when you get fat.
You're going to get fat. Your knees are going to give out. Your ankles aren't going to work. You can't jump.
Yeah. Nah, that day is definitely coming, definitely, because they only getting younger and younger. Like, and these young guys, like, I have bounce. Like, I like to think I have bounce, but these young guys are jumping different.
Bro, you guys stupid. I remember, but I ain't going to say no names. But when first time I played with you, bro, we was in the gym.
Yeah.
And you went up and must have dunked this dude so nasty. I'm not naming any names. If he watches this, I'm not going to put you out there like that. But, bro, I was like, oh, my goodness.
But think about Zion. Zion is 285. Zion is literally the size of an offensive lineman in the NFL.
Dog, that's ridiculous.
And he jumping like Zach LaVine.
But that's ridiculous. The closest thing I ever seen, Brandon Clark, the dude who played for the Grizzlies.
Okay.
We played him in the tournament last year.
Yeah.
Bro, this dude gave us 38 and 16.
Man, that's tough.
I think we really made him a lottery pick.
Okay, so he had that one game on. I hate that.
I think he need to give us like half his check because I think that game right there we turned him into a lottery pick because we had no answer. I'm talking about second bounce was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ball coming off.
Second bounce is tough.
He would shoot it, come right back down there. But I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And there was a point, there's not too many people out there. I'm just like, bro, we have no answer for it. But that dude, I was like, bro, coach, we have no answer for this dude.
Sometimes you be out there and you be like, yo, everybody look around like, who gonna guard him? Like, he giving everybody.
We done threw the whole team at him. Like,
fouled him and everything. You can't stop him. It's like that.
Sure.
It gets like that, man. We got a little bit more time left. Anybody that you guys want to shout out, any like organization, cause, or whatever, like feel free to just let it out.
You got anybody?
Man, just shout out my mom, and my dad for allowing me to be where I'm at today and inspire people. And shout out Black Lives Matter. They do matter. And that's a very important issue. Social injustices is a very important issue right now, and that can't be forgotten no matter what's going on in society, whether NBA comes back or not. Do not forget what's really at stake here and what we're really fighting for.
Mm-hmm. Right on. I got to shout out my mom. She has a sex trafficking ministry.
Oh,
and
wow,
legitimate dude. I can tell you some stories.
Do you watch Blacklist?
Yeah, a little bit. I used to. It kind of gets redundant. I was like, all right, yeah. But
that's crazy.
She literally brings in girls from like. One story, I'll give you one story of hundreds that she's helped. Yeah. A month later, she's sitting in my mom's kitchen, and I'm like, She had long red hair and then about a month later after that, I saw her again. She was a little chunkier in a good way. Had blonde hair back to her normal hair color.
So
you know what I mean? Like some life was put back into her. Yeah. And so we're trying to build a safe house for them. So we realized we were renting a safe house. You had to sign an NDA to know where it was at. We had a house mom, beautiful, awesome woman that was, she really poured into these girls, right? And my mom, we do everything from like, dude, one girl didn't even know how to boil water. And that's not a joke. Like, no clue on how to be like a functioning adult.
Right.
And we teach them everything from that to like, you know, etiquette of home etiquette of like, you know, dinner etiquette, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. We help them find jobs. We give them cars. Like, cool thing is every new resident gets their own mattress that they can take with them because the whole thing is they've had to work. They've had to do things to be able to sleep in a bed. The point is you don't have to do anything now. All you have to do is just rest, relax, and restore. So at Bochy's, BOCHY' place on Instagram, she's doing some real work, and we're getting some traction now, and we're doing a gala coming up, and really good stuff.
Man, shout out to your mom, man.
Really.
Yeah, she's a superwoman.
Man, having a daughter, mom, sister,
Right,
like
saying,
thinking about
bro.
that, bro, that
Shout
would,
out to your mom.
You know, once you know what prostitution is, you see it a mile away. Oh, it's heavy stuff.
Bro, having a daughter, bro, that stuff right there scares me, bro.
It should.
Like that's legit. That really scares me.
There's
like
monsters
having
out
a daughter.
there, dude.
That's crazy. If you want to prey on an underage girl. Matter of fact, any woman, period, but just underage, bro. Like, come on, now.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
that really pissed me
Nah,
off.
that facts, dude. Like that has me thinking so much over there. Man, it's crazy. But no, really shout out to your mom. That's much respect.
I'll invite you to the gala, dude. We're doing it
mom,
in a few
sure.
months. It's gonna be really fun. Yeah, I'll tell you guys about it. It's
let me know.
July or like
I don't know. She's looking at venues right now. We've done them every year. She's gonna hate me for not knowing the date. Sorry, mom. But yeah, I'll let y'all know. It'll be really cool.
Let me know.
Definitely
for real.
want to be a part of that, man.
For sure.
And it's not like my mom takes $100,000 a year for herself. She doesn't pay herself. Everything is every cent goes to the girls.
Yeah.
Or building the house for the girls. Yeah. It's a thing.
Oh wow.
That's dope. Well, I thank you guys for coming, man. Like with every conversation that I have, like I hope to like heal people. I hope that somebody was healed by this, or maybe it was one of you guys, maybe somebody watching it. Somebody is healed to just be a better version of themselves. Kind of like how you're speaking about those women that had like life poured into them. Like a lot of people need.
You
that.
see it in their eyes, dude.
A lot of people need that, man. And I just hope by doing this that we were able to do that. So appreciate y'all guys.
Thanks for having me.
Catch you on the Rebound. Review, comment, share, like. It's King McClure, Michael
Shellis at Michael Shellis Creations on Instagram.
At King McClure. King.McClure.
Yes, sir.